If during a course of traffic stop, an officer leans into the vehicle, will it constitute a search? Well, this is actually an issue that was addressed in a case called State of New Jersey versus Mandel. So here's the fact pattern in Mandel. An officer stops a car for tinted windows. He does a passenger side approach. He leans into the vehicle in order to communicate with the driver because there's noise of passing traffic. When he breaks the plane into the vehicle, he detects an odor of marijuana, which ultimately leads to the arrest of Stephen Mandel. So the issue presented to the court was, does breaking the plane of a vehicle constitute a search? And the court held yes, it does. Whenever we break the plane of a vehicle's interior, it is going to constitute a search. Now we have to remember something. The Fourth Amendment prohibits unreasonable searches, not reasonable ones. In this particular set of circumstances, the court held that the officer's actions were reasonable. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, marijuana is now legal. This case has nothing to do with the odor of marijuana. So now let's take a look at this case today with the legalization of marijuana. Let's say we conduct a traffic stop, and in order to communicate with the driver, we break the plane and we lean into the vehicle, and we detect an odor of alcoholic beverage emanating from the person. That is going to be proper. Or we stop a car. In order to communicate with the driver, we have to lean into the vehicle and we see a bundle of heroin on the floorboard, or we see a firearm or some other type of contraband inside the vehicle. It has to do with, why did we break the plane and lean into the vehicle? We're going to need a legitimate purpose to lean into the vehicle and break a plane. Now, the main reason why we want to do that is to effectively communicate with a driver or an occupant. So here's going to be your best practice. When you conduct a traffic stop, if you're having difficulty communicating with a driver or an occupant, what you're going to want to do is say, "Sir, ma'am, I can't hear you. Can you please speak up?" If you need to lean into the vehicle to better communicate with them, those actions will be deemed reasonable. But remember, as a practice, you cannot automatically break the plane of a vehicle just to explore a vehicle's interior. That will be considered a search by the court.